Hi there, this is Andrea Mowry, and this is a little demonstration of how I like to create a knitted welt. A welt is when we knit a bit of fabric and then we work the stitches together with a row below, and it creates this fold in the fabric to create this really neat 3D texture to our knitting. So let's do a little demonstration. I love to work a welt in a contrast color because it makes it even easier to see where I need to work with the rows below to fold and create my welt. So you can see I've already done one right here below, and now let's do another one. So the premise of a welt is pretty simple. We're basically taking this row of stitches and working them together with this row that's worked down below. So it's important when working flat that you really do need to go to the furthest edge to work your first one. In the round, it's a little easier to see. Sorry, let me untangle my yarns here for you. All right. But that's why I like to demonstrate this flat, so you can really see how I work this kind of funky edge stitch that is more like a half stitch. But that is the first one we're going to be working into. I'll go ahead and zoom in. And I'm going to be closing the welt with my main color. Look at this tangle of yarn. So let's clear this up a little bit so you can see clearly. All right, so this was my main color, and this is what I'm going to be using to knit my stitches together to close my welt. I find that that does the tidiest stripes between my welts without adding extra length to this welt where it looks like it doesn't belong. So it's just my favorite way to do it. You can, of course, play around and see how you like it best. So we are going to take our left hand needle and we're going to go ahead and we're going to dip down and pick up this edge stitch here, which is kind of like a little half stitch, just like that. And we are going to knit them together with our main color. There we go. And now we're going to follow this all the way across. So you can see here's my next contrast color stitch. I just insert my left hand needle into there, making sure I get both plies, and knit it together with the next stitch on my needle. Insert my left hand needle into the next stitch in that row and knit it together. I'll show a couple more. I'm holding my yarn English style in my right hand. Keeps things a little tidier while I do this demonstration, but I do like to show it for my continental knitters who like to hold their yarn in their left hand. I'll show that too. So let's do two more here with our right hand. So again, I'm just inserting my left hand needle into that first contrast stitch and knitting it with the next stitch on my needle. And you can see how it's folding it over and creating a nice little ridge in my fabric. There's that line that we're picking up in, just so you can see it all the way across. Knit them together. And now let's go ahead and switch my yarn over to my left hand for continental, just in case you want to see it that way. So again, I'm still inserting my left hand needle tip into the next stitch in this row of contrast colors, just getting it up onto my needle. And then I knit it together with the next stitch, just like that. All right, let's keep moving across. Insert my needle into the row below, well, 4 rows below technically, and then knit it together with my next live stitch. Insert my needle below, knit it together. Insert my needle below, knit it together. So there you go. We just keep moving all the way across our row or round. You can do this in the round as well. going in from the back of our work, and you can see how it creates this nice little tidy line of stitches in our contrast color. They all get lined up, and the fabric's folded and creates these really cute little welts. It's a really fun way to add some texture to your next knitting project. Happy knitting!